It's Sunday night, and you know what that means. Ringside Heat is on the air in News Talk Sauga 960 AM. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lex Tan, host and producer of the show. You can follow the show at ringside_heat on all social media, facebook.com/ringside_heat. Also, you can follow me at Lex Tan Media. You can follow the rest of the ring crew who is available right now to do this recap episode of WWE's Clash at the Castle from Glasgow, Scotland at the OVO Hydro Arena. And let's introduce the ring crew who's going to be punditing here for us today. First of all, at Taboada 93, Jose Taboada, he is our director of digital content. And Jose was with us on the stream earlier and on camera as well. So Jose, first off, your initial thoughts before we get into the details.
Fun stream. Thank you for everybody that tuned in and listened in. That was a lot of fun. First live stream that I did for Ringside Heat, a proper one, a full one rather, because I was in and out of Dynasty. Fun event, but I'm disappointed in you, Lex.
Why?
Because you introduced yourself as the host and producer of the show, which is kind of strange because you kind of should have introduced yourself as the Wikipedia apologist.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Did not know where that was going.
I see we're letting things go. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just surprised that you introduced yourself as the host and producer when it should have been that, but is what it is.
We actually have been doing this on Sauga 960 for 3 years now, a little bit more than 3 years. So
I know, but had everybody in the group know, and I guess we should have just been introducing you as that since day one, from what it sounds like. But it's
how would we know that you're the host and producer? It's not on Wikipedia,
right?
No, but it's a little banner right here in the corner. I haven't updated it yet. Shut up.
Oh, Chico, that was fantastic. That took a while to sink in. I'm like, oh man,
Chico wins.
Well done, Chico.
I was trying to follow you, Jose. I was trying to follow where you're going,
my man. Thank you for once something good.
Weird Al Yankovic's from the White and Nerdy. Look it up.
It's a classic song. It's been a while since I heard it.
And so let's get back to our two listeners that are left. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of the second person that I'm going to introduce is that voice that you just heard and that face you just saw that voice come from with the WWF block logo in the background at Coca Collects. Chico Nuguid, he is our wrestling memorabilia collector expert, and you were chiming in on via text and via the comment section, so thank you very much for that.
Yay, somebody's got to represent the team on the actual chat, bits and bytes, beep 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 beep.
Oh, we I mean, obviously thank you, but thankful to Colin as well, because Colin was doing that even before you chimed in, which is great.
Oh yeah, moderating like a moderator.
There still was some, yes, because we have so much moderation. But it was
not enough moderation, some might say.
There was a presence in the chat. I know. What I want to know is what did you do to Beth? That's what happened. That was hilarious.
You know what? I don't know, because the last time
you must owe her
money,
the chat, or you kicked her.
I don't know. The last time was I don't even know this person. I don't even know this. It's just kind of.
And that's how you're starting to get over on social media.
That made me laugh. That was one of the funniest things I've seen.
I'm starting to need my emotional support pickle.
Yeah.
What?
I'm holding up a crocheted emotional support pickle for those who are just listening, and I want to lend this to Drew McIntyre.
Yes. Wow. That is something that we will get into a little bit later, but we're going to introduce the responsible one of the ring crew at Risen 72, Colin Dodge, our AEW expert who came out of his shell for this one episode and actually watched a WWE pay-per-view for the first time in, I think, 2 years.
Couple years, yeah. I was duped, ladies and gentlemen. I was absolutely duped. This was a decision that was made by going, who's available to do a live reaction to a WWE pay-per-view? And having a very normal 9 to 5, Monday to Friday job, I was available this Saturday afternoon. I'm like, I will bite the bullets and watch this thing. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, I'm going to join you. Oh, I'll be there for the most of it too. Why was I there? Didn't need to be there then.
You had a good time. You had a fun time. You had even more fun when Lex left, which was was great.
But it's just, no, I'm kidding, Lex. It got worse after you left.
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time.
Jose and I were, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we can get into it later. But I watched it, and yeah, I mean, I terribly missed WWE, but it was hard to watch.
We can get into that in a second. Of course, if you've watched watched or listened to the show over the years, then you definitely know the recurrent storylines within us, the Ring Crew ourselves as well. So make sure you follow that. And of course, Jose and John have a few episodes of the Ringside Heat way back episodes where they review old episodes that we've recorded since the beginning. So hey, check those out as well too on YouTube and on your favorite podcatcher as well. And before we get into this, just remember that I'll be making an appearance on the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, and we talk about wrestling, we talk about Ringside Heat, we talk about a bunch of different things on June the 23rd at 11 a.m. and hopefully we can get Scott Dion Brown with us as well for that episode that will be airing that night as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to a lot of stuff that's going to be going on this month leading up to Money in the Bank. And thank you as well to, I believe we had about 55 up to 58 people watching the live stream reaction and on
good crowd.
Throughout Twitter, Facebook, X, Facebook, and YouTube. So thank you very, very much to everybody who tuned in. That was great. We loved being able to talk with you and watch wrestling with you because, you know what, we're all wrestling fans. We all love this stuff. And again, I'll say this as Michael Cole said, damn it, we love professional wrestling. Anyway, let's get into the card over here. 5 matches, all of 5 matches that WWE put on for us over here.
And so much of my day left. I didn't know what to do. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. And we got it right over here. Before we go to break, I'll just we'll just run down the card. These 5 matches. So Cody Rhodes.
So many.
Yes, Cody Rhodes defeated AJ Styles in the I Quit match for the undisputed WWE Championship, which took 27 minutes and 45 seconds. Wow.
Big assist to Mama Rhodes. Anyway, sorry.
Yes. I love how Mama Rhodes is still like a part of this little thing.
She went for it, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's great. The Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeats Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, who are the champions, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark by pinfall to win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship in a match that took 12 minutes and 10 seconds in their home country. So congratulations to the Unholy Union, the Scots, for their victory and being crowned women or WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable with Otis and Maxine Dupree at ringside and retained his WWE Intercontinental Championship in a match that took 22 minutes and 15 seconds. Bayley defeated Piper Niven with Chelsea Green by her side in a singles match for the WWE Women's Championship, 13 minutes and 30 seconds. And Damian Priest defeated Drew McIntyre by pinfall and to retain his World Heavyweight Championship, 20 minutes and 20 seconds. Thus shutting out Piper Niven and Drew McIntyre for victories in Scotland yet again.
Robbed again.
Yep. Thanks to somebody who we'll talk about in a sec. But we are going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we'll get into the nitty gritty, the details of this 5-match card that WWE put on at Glasgow, Scotland. This is Ringside Heat on Newstalk Sauga 960 AM. We'll be back after these promotional considerations.
This is Matt Riddle, and you're listening to Ringside Heat.
And And welcome back to Ringside Heat on News Talk Sauga 960 AM. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lex Tan, host and producer of the show, and apparently Wikipedia apologist, according to Jose. At Taboada 93 is where you can find Jose.
Apparently.
Yes. At Coco Collects, Chico Nuguid, and at Risen 72, Colin Dodge. And we're going to continue or start the discussion here a little bit more in depth about Clash at the Castle, which aired, at least for us, just a few hours ago from Glasgow, Scotland. And here we go. Let's start
as
off
of recording time. That is
as of recording time, exactly. So let's start. Where do you guys want to start? How about it? I'll leave it to you. First person that go that takes it.
I'll start. My absolute highlight of the night actually was Jade Cargill. Absolutely kicked ass while you guys were having your heated debate. Absolutely kicked ass. She's looking like she's been there for 10 years, fitting in perfectly from what I saw. So happy for her. Big fan of her, of course, in AEW. I'm glad the transition has gone well. It's great. And if this is the start of her and Bianca's rivalry, I think it's going to be amazing. So that was for sure, my highlight of the night, of seeing how well she's doing. They both look badass in that match, despite the ending. So that was my highlight, was Jade Cargill for sure. And, Bianca's still kicking ass from the last time I watched her in a match. So, yeah.
Colin, I remember the time when you and I watched the women's tag team title match while the other two were, I have no idea what they were doing. But I remember when you and I were watching. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, and it was like a tag team triple threat. So, I mean, of course, triple threats are absolutely amazing or train wrecks.
Or terrible.
Yeah. And so this wasn't a top 5 triple threat or tag team triple threat by any means, but it was still very good. Everyone did really well. It didn't look like a car crash where people were forgetting where they're supposed to be. Everybody was running around looking great. So, yeah, a triple threat can be difficult enough, and a tag team triple threat, that's double. So, everyone did great.
I'm gonna say I mostly agree with you, except I did notice the it
faltered a bit
in communication
at the end,
that one time.
Towards the end, maybe people got excited because they were going for the finish. You're right.
There was one specific time when Jade missed something. I don't know if it was just her timing or somebody else, but I think she jumped off the corner and then she jumped into nothing.
And the 450, she landed like knees first.
That was Bianca, but she landed knees onto Shayna's back, and I was very concerned about Shayna in that moment. And it turns out that Shayna was the one that ate the pin to change the titles over.
I think everything happened so fast. I thought it was Jade, which again, then they realized, it's a triple threat match. Obviously,
anyone can take it.
That's your perfect opportunity to protect the champion. So I thought it was Jade until I had to take a look at the replay because I wasn't sure, because I was arguing with this guy.
Professional debate.
Professional debate. Yes.
If I could quickly chime in, this opens up the door for Money in the Bank for Jade. Yes. I mean, it's weird because I was telling some friends this, and they said Jade is more fitting for a Rumble win for a title opportunity instead of sneaking up behind somebody to take the win because of her dominance. And I kind of see that. I do kind of agree with it because I think she does. I mean, we could be wrong, but I can kind of see them not wanting to do that for Jade. I can see that
the briefcase thing or the Rumble thing?
Yeah, the Money in the Bank briefcase to kind of come from behind and sneak when a superstar is down. I don't think Jade is presented as a character that would do that because of how dominant she is. So a Rumble
doesn't need it.
Yeah, and a Rumble win would make way more sense. But it opens up the door for some single stuff, and I think the tag team. SmackDown.
I can't remember.
SmackDown.
Because she's been on both, obviously, because of the titles, right?
I'm gonna say SmackDown. But the tag title was the perfect introduction for her. There's that was the right call to get a feel of how she is in the ring, to get a feel of how she interacts with other people. Bianca and they
get into the WWE system of things.
Yeah, and Bianca technically being like a little bit of a mentor role, and not even like not maybe people. I say mentor in the sense that if you want to be paired up with somebody to kind of help put yourself on the map, that was the person. Yeah. So
getting the rub, right?
Yeah. So I'm curious as to where they go here. But I for sure see her in the Money in the Bank ladder match in a couple weeks. I can see that happening.
Even if she doesn't win it, like maybe in the final, I know nobody gets eliminated in a Money in the Bank match, but like maybe the final two, like whoever wins, like knocks Jade out of the way to get it, kind of thing. Like she's very much in the decision of who wins.
Maybe Bianca.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Bianca's never been a Money in the Bank holder, right?
No, because she's been projected as strong, right. Fairly sure. I think most of the time she's had no, coming from behind with a briefcase kind of thing. She's never been presented like that. So
she's never been presented as a heel. Basically, is what you're trying to say.
I feel like they tried to have Bianca give some attitude before, but to be an arrogant kind of bad guy, but it never amounted to a serious heel turn, not yet. So we'll see what happens.
If it's done though with a rivalry, though, if it's a rivalry thing, if this becomes a bitter rivalry between the two, then it would be like, okay, Money in the Bank is the way I shut you up or something.
It's hard to say because
that could be the route.
Because neither of them ate the pin. I would be more leaning towards that thought if it was Jay, for example, that took the pin. Yeah. If Jay took the pin, there's a Bianca setup. He'd be like, hey, how dare you cost us the titles? But we never got that. So that's why I'm less inclined to think a potential rivalry could happen. But then again, if there is that situation where for Money in the Bank, it's get out of my way. It's still my time. Then okay, but I don't know.
Well, if Money in the Bank is July 6th, would they go through it that quickly? Would they not want to slow burn the breakup of this? Well,
that's just it. In Toronto, maybe they could both be in the ladder match, and that could be the start of them starting to turn against each other as opposed to together. Because right now, like Jose said, like Jose said, right now it's like they both lost. Like neither of them really cost the other even. Yeah. So they're on even footing, but they lost. So there's that one strike against their dominance. So it's a slow burn, and I like it.
Because the briefcase still works. You can cash it in on any champion that you want, right?
Yeah.
Well, any world.
And she doesn't have to sneak up on anyone. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a sneak attack. It can be a very honorable, I want to RVD at One Night Stand 2006.
RVD,
you give him a month ahead.
Well,
RVD,
my point,
Braun Strowman, Damien Sandow.
Yeah, my
point is advanced cash-ins, right?
Yeah.
My point is that okay, they go into Money in the Bank. The plan is as a tag team, as long as one of them gets the briefcase, and then they're going to cash it in on the tag team champions. But instead, the one who wins it cashes it in on a singles person, and then that starts it.
That sounds a little convoluted to me. I think it's a singles.
That's not convoluted. That's
title.
Genius.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, man. That sounds like
you can cash it in on any
stuff.
champion, right? So that's a new way to do it. Nobody's done it that way before.
Technically speaking, that is true.
That's the loophole. And then that's how the one turns on the other. Going, we're going to cash it in on the tag team champion. So it doesn't matter which one of us gets the briefcase. Whoever gets it, gets it. And then all of a sudden, on some random night, the person just goes and cashes in on a singles champion. And then that's how the breakup happens.
That would be new. I will give you that. That would be new. However, I don't like it.
The one thing that bugs me about it is that the fact that Austin Theory cashed in on the United States Championship makes that plausible.
Yeah, it's open season, right? Yeah,
I hate that.
I didn't even know that happened. That's how smart I am.
You've had 2 years off, so it's okay.
I have, and look at this. I'm booking the show already. I watched one pay-per-view, and I think I know what I'm doing. I'm
one
a wrestling fan.
WrestleMania 45. I got it in the bag, folks. Listen to this.
I'll write up a treaty.
Colin walked right in through the prohibited portal.
That would be, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with Chico. I don't know if I'd like that.
Yeah.
Convoluted, right?
I don't know. It sounds way too complicated, and I think the last thing we need is to draw the ire of fans just going insane.
That's like making a ranking system.
The fans' ire will always be drawn. You might as well have fun with it.
Yeah, true.
We're gonna upset somebody. Well, it's the internet, so you might as well just do what you're gonna do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Tony Khan booking though, so never mind.
Ringside Heat and News Talk Sauga 960 AM. We're talking about Money in the Bank here, and we were just talking about what could happen with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
Should happen.
There you go. Should happen. One thing I'd
congrats again though to Alba and Isla, dude, because we're not giving them their due right now. That was a great pop for them, hometown pop, and it could be like something that could add to their status now. Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right to mention that. Yeah.
And I remarked on this on the live stream earlier that I remember seeing them on draft day, both of them, how incredibly overcome with emotion they were to be promoted to the main roster, and doing as well as they have done over the past couple of months, and to have them hold the titles this early in their main roster run at the moment. That's actually
second
pretty
time,
phenomenal.
I think, right?
I'm pretty sure it's the second time. Is this the first time in their main roster run? No,
dude. I think
I thought it was
the draft. You're remembering it might be last year's because they held it, and then as a bunch of injuries. You remember, and then they talked about how the titles cursed. Specifically, those two, the Unholy Union, said that it was a cursed pair of titles. Tracing it back to Sasha and Naomi, like it was around that time, and they held it at one point, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could check a certain pedia.
Well, they did. Let's see. Yes, they were drafted. They were drafted in the 2023 draft, and
there it is, man.
Yeah, but then they were also drafted in the 2024 draft to Raw.
but everyone's available. Remember? So
yes.
They've been on the main roster for a while. They just haven't been used.
Yes, but I was going to say that I think one of the craziest spots, the one that stood out to me throughout the entire night, was during the Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles match, where Styles wrapped chains around his arms, going to do a phenomenal forearm off the top rope. Cody recovers in time, throws the chair off of AJ's head, and he topples out of the ring. I think he might have bounced. I think he might have bounced off the apron, but he went through the table.
Yes. Great spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first things first, let's hope that AJ's okay, because the last time that we saw that happen, that led to an injury and a championship reign lost. Talk about Rhea Ripley, of course, after Liv Morgan did that to her, and then Rhea landed awkwardly, and it forced her to relinquish the title. So let's hope that AJ's okay, because I think that looked even worse than what Liv. Actually, no, Liv's was bad. Liv's was a top chair shot.
The backstage video afterwards said, what was the caption? AJ Styles needed serious medical attention after their match.
Something along those lines.
You never know. Of course, that's their social media team also playing it up, but it could be real. Who knows?
Still could be work or shoot. So,
but if we're gonna talk about the I Quit match, fun. I was joking around saying that I was kind of hoping that the table was lit on fire, and that forces just because like AJ went hard,
it would make me quit, man.
And this is the kind of thing. Unless it's
Moxley wasn't there, so why would it be on fire?
I Quit matches are weird.
Yes, they are weird.
It's weird because I feel like the heel plays up to it so much and tries everything that they can to make sure that the face quits. But then as soon as the face does something, and almost instantly they cowered out, and which I guess that's the role of the heel. But I feel like I'd never see a 50-50 of intensity of like trying to make the other quit. I feel like it's a 70-30 of like the heel going hard, doing everything that they can, and then like that 30% of the face just doing like the one thing, which again, it's the steps. Like I feel like Cody got way worse than the steel steps to the head to call for the I Quit, right? So they're always weird, but expected result. That was, I mean, we were saying on the stream that it's amazing that people are so desperate to see Cody dethroned almost immediately because of it. Because of it, it's which is so dumb. It's like people are blocking themselves off on purpose. They want to purposely say just to kind of like stand out, whatever. I don't know, but people are so desperate to see the reign end, and it's like it's not gonna happen, guys. Like you can't like they get. I don't know what the vendetta is against Cody, but it's even though it was an obvious result, the right result. So
he's going to have that short attention span of the internet. That's all it is.
Yeah,
exactly. And one thing that I also remarked on the stream earlier was that one thing that you probably will find, these are the people who are calling for that are the very vocal, very small amount of of wrestling fans out there who just who just want to whine and moan and and find fault with everything out there, when right now it is doing just fine. And Cody should have that opportunity to run with the title as a babyface. However, we did see a little bit of a heelish thing after the bell rang, where he hit AJ with the steps anyway. And so I think that's actually pretty. I think that's actually pretty interesting for the character, and could tease something a little bit down the line. But at the same time, he remains a babyface throughout this, and I think that he will remain a babyface for an extended period of time.
I don't really see it as a tease. I think it was just Cody just saying that's enough out of you. Now leave me alone. I don't see it as a because I mean AJ was nagging. I think at one point, at one point they were saying AJ can no longer have chances, and there's another chance. So I think that was kind of Cody saying enough.
Yeah,
but I don't see it as a tease for something down the road. I think it's too far out thinking. But
you know what? He does have undertones that they will be able to use when he eventually turns heel, if they decide that's a good enough money gamble. Because he's got he's everyone's favorite champ right now. Kids love him, but he also constantly comes to the ring dressed to the nines sometimes, and that can be twisted into saying he's better than other people,
better than his father. That's
right.
That's how
an air of being, air of being, dare I say, elitist.
Yeah, if he starts going down the road, I'm better than just than my dad, the plumber.
He's biting sometimes. Sometimes he's biting. He's not 100% pure baby face, but he can be the Darth Vader in this whole thing.
I think it's a bit of a stretch,
but not Anakin. Yeah,
I think it's a bit of a stretch because I think he's always worn suits since. I mean,
ages, I don't
for years now, right? And
but that's the wardrobe you would wear to do.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say when he turns heel. I don't know if I say when, because I don't really see it happening at all. And again, I think this is I think Cody is in the John Cena situation in the sense that Cody is reaching out to a lot of people. Well, he's reaching out to a lot of people. The fandom is huge for Cody. I
can't agree with that.
The win was phenomenal. I mean, I still look back at I look back at my reaction to that win at WrestleMania, and and not necessarily just my reaction of how happy I was to witness that in person, but the reaction of everybody else around me, and then you look on YouTube and other perspectives, and the crowd and how they went crazy, and it's echoed so far around the world for Cody.
But he's not polarizing like John Cena, though, is he?
No,
but
all in on him.
No. But I say this because
all in. Very nice.
I say this because
did not intend that.
I say this because the reason why there was a scare to turn John Cena heel, if there was ever a consideration, is sure, but they
did it in Wyatt's match.
It's the extra stuff. It's the extra stuff, right? It's the Make-A-Wish, the fandom, the merch, blah blah blah. But it's too many factors that unfortunately unfortunately should not be. That should be separated from storyline, and it's not, because those are proper factors. So I don't know if they ever go that route because of the insane popularity. And I think Roman was a different case because it just wasn't working the face wasn't working with the fans. The Cena face did work. Cody's face works, right? Roman's didn't, and so I think that's why they pivoted, and then ended up being obviously the best choice with mouth, with Heyman as the mouthpiece and everything. So
Look,
Cody is
asterisk on that because of the pandemic, but it was an opportunity that worked really well.
Yeah.
So
right, but
I think without the lockdowns, Jose, I'm not sure if Vince would have gone in that direction with Roman. I don't know if he would have allowed it because they were really trying to, by any means necessary, like force the face of the company to be Roman, which I really did not like that time of the company.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
More. Yeah.
And that's the thing that and that's the thing that's the struggle with these characters. We see them every week, we connect with them every week. There's many people around the world who cheer them, and then eventually, with somebody like Cena, he gets booed because he's too clean cut or whatever like that, and people remember him, how well he did as the Dr. Thugonomics, and people nostalgic for that, and there's just all these factors that come in. And with Cody, with Cody, just before we go to break, I would love to just see, personally, as I said earlier, I would love to see that him prove himself with an extended babyface run, because I think he can actually do it without having to turn heel, because he is that much of a beloved character, a beloved wrestler through the world. And the fact that we had took 2 years to get to the point where we were celebrating so hard at WrestleMania 40. And I don't think that should ever, I don't think that should go to waste. And there should be some extended period of time before, if ever, Cody Rhodes does have to turn heel. But we're going to take a break here. But when we come back, we'll talk about the other 3 matches on the card. Sami Zayn's victory, Bayley's victory, and Damian Priest's victory. With Jose, with Chico, with Colin, I'm Lex, and this is Ringside Heat on Sauga 960 AM. We'll be back after these promotional considerations. Welcome back to Ringside Heat on News Talk Sauga 960 AM. Lex Tan alongside Jose Taboada, Chico Nuguid, and Colin Dodge. We're talking about WWE Clash at the Castle. And before we get back into it, just make sure you're tuning in on June the 23rd, 11 a.m. on YouTube. Look for the sit down with Scott Dion Brown. I'll be there as one of their guests. And also just make sure that you are tuning in as well for all of the things that we're doing here with Ringside Heat coming up either on our YouTube Shorts and our Facebook and Instagram Reels. And as well, we're going to be leading up to Money in the Bank on July the 6th, where John Dawson and possibly one more person from our friends of the show are going to be at Money in the Bank at the press conference and actually in the arena for that. And I believe that Jose might be able to get it. Might be getting a ticket there as well. Chico might be getting a ticket. I'm the only one, oddly enough, not going because I
got no plans.
Yeah, well, because I'm calling matches for Ontario Elite Wrestling on July the 6th up in Callander, Ontario, which is very close to North Bay. Anyway, thank you as well to everybody again who tuned in and clicked on our live stream yesterday afternoon during Clash at the Castle. We had about up to about 56 or 57 viewers at one point through 3 social media platforms that we were on, and we thank you so much for sticking with us and staying with us and listening to us talk wrestling and and chilling with you as well. So let's get those likes, those shares, and subscribes going on all of our social media. Buy us a coffee, ko-fi.com/ringside_heat. Now, other 3 matches on the card that we got to talk about: the Sami Zayn and Chad Gable match, Bayley and Piper Niven match, and of course the main event of the night, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Starting off with Bayley and Piper Niven, it was a very quick finish, and honestly, the finish actually took me by surprise. eyes personally. But looking at the replays afterwards, I think that it was actually a very well executed maneuver and a really well executed finish. It was very subtle, very quick. But kudos to both of those two for putting on a good match and a good finish as well.
Yeah. We were thinking there was like an injury and an audible was called because it seemed to just happen so fast. I had started yammering on about something, and then all of a sudden the match ended. And so, once the replay kicked in, though, we saw, okay, no, this was all correct. I just wasn't paying attention because I was talking.
It happened so fast that all I saw was Bailey holding down Piper's leg for the pin, like from above her shoulder, which was unique to me.
I mean, aside from that, I don't really know what else to say about the match. Really, I mean, it was again as expected, which I know we set up for most of the pay-per-view. So
I had zero expectations for the whole thing, but yes.
Yeah, so that's I know there's more weight and value to the other matches, but not much. I mean, for me, and it sounds like this is unanimous. Not much else to say for the match, so we can.
Yeah, I would level up for Piper Niven is all like
sure,
I am happy.
Yeah,
for
she had
her
a good
in that
showing,
way.
I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also Chelsea Green and her character work as well. Really well done on display this match as well. So
question where she got that hat and the mask, but yes.
And of course Samantha Irvin always bringing it for and going hard for Chelsea Green. So great. Sami Zayn and Chad Gable.
I got a question about that. For Chelsea's entrance music, is that Samantha's voice tagged onto the theme, or is that Chelsea's voice doing her own? Like Samantha entrance.
I would assume that's actually Samantha's voiceover over there.
So she carries it with her to the other
she wrestles on Raw. She's on Raw. Samantha's on SmackDown. So and the Raw ring announcer doesn't do that. Doesn't do the Samantha stuff. So
I guess I never really noticed a change. Oh,
yeah, Samantha. Wait, hold on. What did you say? It doesn't matter what brand, I guess. But yeah, Samantha's on Raw. Alicia Taylor's the SmackDown ring announcer.
No, it's the other way around.
And
all the way around, yeah.
Alicia Taylor's on SmackDown.
Oh no! Sorry, Chico's right.
Alicia
Taylor's
on
Samantha's on SmackDown. Samantha's on
Chico's
SmackDown.
right. Yeah.
No. Samantha's on Raw.
Oh, she's on Raw.
Right. She's on Raw. Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
Oh my god.
Follow. Ricochet was beat up on Raw where Samantha was.
Right.
Ricochet died per Wikipedia.
Yeah, pretty much. He pretty much died. Yeah, and Rick
also
Crochet
known as
he elite.
Went all elite. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I love that Rick Crochet meme and all the other ones that came besides his real name, Rick Crochet, Rick O'Shea. You know,
Prince Puma.
Well, I think they could say Prince Puma. I don't know which one. He owns Ricochet though, so if it is true that he's gone, he probably will carry that name into whatever promotion he shows up in.
It's probably more recognized as Ricochet now, I would assume.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Worldwide profile, even though the last title he won was a 3-minute match belt that he never showed up on the main roster with.
Mm-hmm. Really? All right, so let's get to Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. Great character work by Chad Gable. I love the drama between Otis and Maxine Dupree as well too, because it does harken back to the Maximum Male Models stable that they were a part of a few years back. Can
you say her name again? Maxine who?
Maxine Dupree.
Thank you.
I had mentioned in the stream as well, Chad had a lot, if not all, of the little details and expressions and looks and emotions that a proper heel does have, and so I was applauding.
Agreed.
His heel work. I had no idea he had it in him, so it was a nice surprise.
I do wish we cashed in though on Chad there.
Title win, huh? You wanted?
I do kind of wish.
Me too.
I know we were talking about. I know we talked about Cody, and then I was saying on stream that Bailey shouldn't lose it this soon, but Sammy I would have been okay with, just because of the work that
Chad,
the work that Chad's doing. But again, unfortunately, Sammy's also following up an incredible reign, so you don't really
such a Chad.
You don't really. I'll never get a point across without hearing a joke. You don't like. Unfortunately, like Sammy's following up such an important reign that it would be tough to kind of just end that quickly, because you don't want to, I guess, devalue that. But I don't know when Chad gets his moment, but for now, I guess Sammy keeps going. But I would have been okay if Chad.
It wouldn't have devalued what he did at WrestleMania. Or
it probably wouldn't
need to be.
It probably
doesn't all need to be long reigns.
No, I agree, but I just think that when you compare it to Cody and after what he, the story that he went through and how long that reign was, like it's always tough to follow up important massive reigns. It's not easy, right? So I feel like you're kind of walking on eggshells on when it's time to lose that thing, right? Like when's an appropriate time to lose it? Is it too soon? Is it too long? Right? That's what you're gonna get when you're following up something as big as Gunther and Roman Reigns in those situations. That even though we may not have thought that, it's going to be a general thought anyway of like, what was the point of dethroning Gunther if Sammy dropped it this quick?
Yeah. I mean, there's probably as many reasons to do it as well as not do it. So it's a hard juggling act as to when to pull the trigger for any kind of tension.
So that's why, like, I think people may have brought a little bit of importance to it, but no, I thought Chad was going to get his moment there.
Mm-hmm. And I will follow it up with a little bit of a devil's advocacy in this sort of sense that one of the reasons why Chad didn't get it is because of the ongoing story between Otis, between Maxine, and to some sort of extent with Tozawa as well, just causing more tension within the group, and Otis already being conflicted between his loyalties with Chad and of course with his own morals as well, and as well like his affections and his I guess affiliation with Maxine. That is also kind of elements that I think that maybe they are trying to extend into an eventual SummerSlam, or hopefully Money in the Bank thing. But we have a few minutes left in the show. We're going to get to the main event. Damian Priest defeating Drew McIntyre, and with CM Punk doing his best Rock impression of 1, 2. It doesn't matter if the Rock counts to 3. So,
I was thinking of when Shane did it to Stone Cold, but obviously it didn't end with the middle finger. But anyway,
I love how they use social media to even add to the story about Punk looking for a ref shirt and asking referee Jessica Carr for hers. Good work on the social media team to add to that. So it was nice a good, well placed continuity between multimedia forms, I guess. I didn't think WWE would have the guts to go through with screwing Drew 2 years in a row at Clash of Castles.
Let alone back-to-back big pay-per-views.
Yeah,
he's now a top card jobber. Yeah,
it's insane at how many opportunities they did not cap. Well, they did, but they quickly ruined for Drew, and in some cases,
justice for Drew.
That's it, Jose. That's just it. You just mentioned that. The only consolation I have from like wanting this for Drew was that he did have his big moment, and they really did squeeze all the juice out of his 5-minute reign that they could, knowing I guess what their plans were gonna be. But I mean, look, not everyone gets that world title moment with their loved one on the grandest stage of them all. And when they have the retrospective of Drew's career, they already have that footage. And if they don't want to go down the storyline route that came right after, they have that preserved for posterity. So he got his moment. He didn't have to go through airports with the World Heavyweight Championship after the event. So as the peeling back the curtain and that side of it, I guess he doesn't have to bring that 15 pounds around with him, 10, 15 pounds. But yeah, no, part of me wanted this for Drew tonight or at Clash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In his own country.
But I will say that there's also a bit of relief in the sense that Priest is legitimized as a champion.
Yes.
Like I think that's kind of being swept under the radar. And obviously, we all had a feeling that Punk was going to be involved, even if he wasn't shown around with taking selfies with fans in Glasgow. It's kind of obvious that Punk was going to do something. But this it's I mean, I even though Damian won the way that he did, again, it's a reign that still continues. I mean, the fact that they said transitional champ on commentary just says a lot about what the perception of Damian may have been, right? If he ended up losing, and because it's only a setup for Punk and Drew down the line, yet we still have that. I don't think a Drew CM Punk rivalry needed a title anyway, and then Priest can continue to go about his ways and potentially even set up more Judgment Day cracks with Finn or Dominic or whatever. So I'm okay with continuing with letting Damian keep going as champ.
Yeah, it's the tough part about it is that as we were talking about, we had Cody retain, we had Sammy retain, we had Bailey retain, and with Damian as well. It's like these are reigns and these are wrestlers right now. You just can't break that championship reign just right yet. It's too early for all of those guys, for all those competitors to lose their championships at this time. And I would have thought it would have been too early for Bianca and Jade, but hey, you know what? It works and makes sense in their situation, but it doesn't make sense in the others that were defended today. Or yesterday, rather.
Yeah, well, I was so skeptical about WWE's capacity to do that to Drew again. Man, I'm conflicted about it because if they want CM Punk to be maybe the the one who's being cheered here, they just made him out to look like a really big jerk. Like a really, really big jerk. So I'm interested to see the reactions in American or North American crowds. Who knows? Maybe the tide will turn for Drew, but I think it'll just be that 50-50 booking right now with their face and heel dynamic. I don't know.
Should Punk get a championship eventually, or does he even need one in this current?
That's a good question.
That's why I'm okay with this not needing a title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I'm okay with this, because because the rivalry works just as great anyway.
Yeah,
right. He doesn't even need the title if Seth comes back and feuds with Punk. I don't feel like that needs a belt.
This story, it was, and I know we've said this about other reigns recently. This story isn't about the title. This is about the two of them hating each other since Punk came back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they came out just carry around his AEW title with the X on it. He should just carry that one.
Since Survivor Series, Drew has been so outspoken about it, and it's carried this far, and it's getting more and more personal. Fantastic. I mean, I think
Juicy.
it was Bailey who said, not maybe not the crazy comparison, but I did hear that for the women, let's normalize having storylines without titles, and yet that mindset could also still be applied for the men too. So, even though happens way more often for the men, but this is an example of where you don't need a title, run with this, and they're gonna run with it. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and could it blow off at SummerSlam? Probably.
Mm-hmm. I mean, these two competitors are just are phenomenal at what they do, and the feud that they're building is so palpable and juicy right now that I think that they could extend this even maybe even up the Survivor Series if they play their cards right. And I'm interested to see more and more what they could do to each other and what more shenanigans they could pull.
Punk enters the ladder match in Toronto. Drew costs him the briefcase.
I don't mind that at all.
Carry on from there.
That'll be fun.
That'll be a fun thing for you to witness in person.
That's happening.
Yeah.
I think I said that on stream. So that is that's how you set up SummerSlam. You don't pay this off at Money in the Bank as spoiled as we would be in Toronto. No, let the Money in the Bank be the final stepping stone, the final breaking point. Send them off to Cleveland against each other in a regular match, or throw in a kendo stick or two. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right. So before we get off the air over here on Sauga 960, out of 5 stars, what do you guys think?
Whoa! We rate things now.
Off the top of my head, real quick.
We've done this. 3.5.
Okay, Chico.
Also 3 and 0.75. I'll go a little higher.
Okay, 3.75. All right, Colin.
2.5, because I was duped into watching it and I had no idea what was going on.
Okay.
Also, ratings are meaningless. It's subjective, like any art.
Exactly. Well, that's all the time we have here this week.
You didn't give a rating, did you?
No, I didn't. But I wanted your opinions over here, and I got to end the show as well too. So Ringside Heat on Newstalk Sauga 960 AM. That's all the time we have for this week. Thank you to Jose. Thank you to Chico. Thank you to Colin. Thank you to all of you for listening on Sauga 960 AM, downloading the podcast and watching on YouTube. Follow the show at Ringside_Heat. Follow me at Lex Tan Media, Jose at Taboada 93, Chico at Coca-Colex, and Colin at Risen 72. We'll be back next week for more great wrestling talk here on the radio airwaves, as well as all on internet and social media. This is Ringside Heat, and we remember the things that you probably forgot.